Hey Gary,
Yes.
Quick advice for the Hispanic community.
The same advice I give everybody else. Hard work, patience, bring value. Patience, hard work, bring value. Patience, hard work, bring value. Talking to somebody who had 90% open rates and 68% click to cart rates in 1997. That doesn't exist anymore. But you know what else doesn't exist anymore? Getting 50% of your Facebook page to see something with your organic reach. You know, so I think it's a very viable option, but I do think that email, thank you. Email is a mature platform, which means it's going through mature things, which is it will continue to subtly decline in the macro, but it's not dead. People love dead. Print's not dead. It's overpriced. And my big thing with email is it's not my favorite thing to be. I only like to be one-dimensional when that thing is the hottest and best thing of the moment. I'd much rather be one-dimensional social. And when I say one-dimensional social, I mean really good at it and really good at social and only social. Then I'd like to be really good and only email. And then eventually when social is not the hottest thing, then I won't want to be that. I'll want to be only one-dimensional in voice or VR or blockchain or whatever. Text. Got it? That's the answer. I make pretend that my parents died.
Okay.
Say that again.
What?
I know, it's a little weird. It's actually the truth. I don't know if it works for everybody, but I recalibrate my perspective if I'm frustrated in the micro. And say, if this was great, and I bought the Jets, and I'm Time Man of the Year, and I invested in the next Facebook, but I got a phone call that my parents were going to Miami and the plane crashed and they died, how would I feel? Horrible, worst ever, makes me not worry about losing the client. It's because I don't think I'm building an agency. I'm building a human infrastructure to scale all my ambitions and wants and needs in the next chapter of this mission. I have a $150 million company in revenue and highly profitable, and it's not even the business I'm building. My plan is to wait for the economy to collapse and buy underpriced assets that were over leveraged and then run them through the IP that I've been creating.
Legit.
So I'm
So
way.
you're banking on the economy collapsing?
I am.
In like what, 10 years?
Whether it's tomorrow or whether it's 31 years from now, I'll be ready.
Crazy.
So I thought that my superpower, after meeting super men and super women, was, I'm better at this one thing than everybody. The way to really scale that is humans. Thank God I love humans and I'm good at HR, and the vulnerability you have in that is actually mitigated by who I am. Let me build it. My ability to push awareness around a disease, to sell a sneaker, to make you the governor of Texas in a decade is going to be uncomfortably large. And I'm almost like, you know how like a lot of superheroes, comic books start with the doctor by accident doing it on themselves? That's literally what I'm doing. I've deployed my thesis on myself to create brand awareness, AKA fame.
Seems like it's working.
It's absolutely working.
Speaking of your...
What's that?
Want to be famous?
Not necessarily. You know, the answer is that no. I want to be right about my thesis, and it's the collateral of that. If I wanted to be famous, I wouldn't have been a wine merchant, and wouldn't have, like, right? Like, my behavior proves that I didn't. You know, like, I would have went to Hollywood, like I was 34 years old before I made a single piece of content. You know, like, you know what I mean? No, I don't want to be famous.
It's like baked into you though, right?
what's baked into me is I like people. What's baked into me is I'm charismatic. What's baked into me is I have gift for gab. You know, I'm creative. Like I got it, but it's not my agenda. The machine and the strategy of creating, I am far, and I mean far more fulfilled that I'm the person that created me, not that I'm me. Because it proves my theses. It's also why I'm such a hardcore practitioner. Do you know how good it feels to sit amongst people that are doing and know you're doing and you know what you're talking about? You know how hard it is for fearless leaders and sales or CEOs or whatever it is to actually still be practitioners? You know how many people get an inch of success and then want to sell how to be successful? I don't sell that. People sometimes allude to me doing, I don't do that. There's nothing for sale. You're not giving me money. I'm actually the reverse. I'm giving the best away for free. I think both. But a personal brand will always outpace a business.
So I need to start with one. So because of course I have a Facebook page, which got a lot of followers. So if I need to make another one, then I start from zero again.
Your Facebook page is probably at zero as well. Because even though you have followers, not a lot of them are seeing the content.
Yeah, they see the they see my at the moment it's at my personal name, so Instagram and Twitter and so on. It's only my Facebook. It's my company. It's Efficado, but I changed it in my own name.
Yep.
Understood. So just no, because I hire again, and the person that hires says, okay, I work for Efficado, which is my company, but at the moment I don't use that brand anymore because I'm focusing on my name. So I'm now struggling, what should I go on?
There's no right answer. I think if you have the bandwidth and the capital, you build up both because you're building up brand during underpriced attention.
Yeah.
I don't think Facebook is underpriced attention anymore.
Yeah.
I think Facebook is appropriate priced attention, and if you're the best at it and you can do long tail Facebook, it's incredible.
And would you also do it on Instagram, both? Because now I'm only using it personally on Instagram.
I think so, because there's things your business can do that you don't want to do.
Yeah, of course.
A business can throw more right hooks.
Yeah, that's
a business,
right. Yeah.
A business when you want. By the way, when you get burnt out for a month, maybe a business can continue. So I think both if you can. Osmosis. I'm not crippled if they're off a little bit.
You don't expect them to be like you, basically.
I prefer it. I think I'm right about what I'm saying. I'm just not crippled by them being a little bit off.
So
not a lot off.
So at 1,000 employees, you can't really control.
Media, I want to be more on because they're math. Creative, I don't want to overimpose my will. I'll let them lose. As long as I feel like we're a better deal for the customer that's paying us than the alternative, then I can put my head on the pillow. But I'm okay if the company is an 84 to my 100. Because I think if they spend $2 million with somebody else, they'd get a 39. Got it? You hunt. And the way you hunt is you network. Like, have you gone to your phone and texted every single person that's in your address book and asked them, do you have anybody that needs marketing services? My business is young. Whether you met them once and put your phone in, or whether it's your best friend from 4 years ago. I'm sure you haven't, because nobody does that. But that's the ghetto you have to do when you're at your point. You hunt, right? You need customers.
I'm a hunter. I mean, yeah.
You have a phone book with address. Both of you have it. You just, like everybody, me included, it feels uncomfortable sometimes to ask.
It's just not everybody on my phone can really afford.
No.
You never know.
You didn't hear what I said. I didn't say, do you? I said, do you know anybody? This is where I'm very fascinated by the way I give advice versus the way it's consumed. Words matter. Notice how I said, this is very interesting. Notice how the subtlety of you asking everybody on your phone, do they know anybody who needs marketing services, means that you could hit up everybody. But when you thought I said to you, asking them, it made you say no for a lot of people. I'm in the business of yes. And so everything I do gives me a chance for yes. By me changing the little subtle word that you might have not heard because it was loud, or your brain heard it a different way, of you hitting up everybody on your phone and asking, do you know anybody who needs marketing services? My agency's young and I need customers, versus you hitting up somebody and saying, do you have money? Now you didn't ask them for money, you asked them for a referral, which means you can ask everyone. By making it about them, not about you.
Awesome.
You have 20 people. Sit down with all 20. When you get home, let me give you something very tangible. When you get home, I want you guys are partners, you said?
Yes.
I want you to take every single employee out for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And
It's
for
happening tomorrow, actually.
Love?
We're flying our whole team tomorrow.
love,
Yeah.
when you get back home, I want you to sit down with them individually. I want you to have 20 meetings
Nice.
that are an hour and a half. And I want you to start the meeting with, we are building a big company for the long term. We need you to be here in 5 years for that to happen.
Nice.
If you actually think all 20 are great. Even if you don't, you have a different conversation. Ready? This is our company. I think this guy's great. I sit down and say, bro, I need you, we're building something real. What do you want? Are you motivated by challenges, money, title? Don't be scared. We don't have it all to give to you right now, but I need to know you. And by the way, in 4 years, you may fall in love and get married and start a family, and then it might change. But right now, the way you're living, what are you about? What are you about? And then you go to the next person, and next person. And by the way, you go to this person and you're not as pumped about them, and say, hey, Karen, I feel like, so we're building a real thing here, and we want to have dinner, we want to talk to you. Couple things. We'd love for you to be here. As you probably know, like we know, it's not perfect right now. We control this company. What are we not doing well that isn't allowing you to be pumped or on fire?
Yeah.
100% accountability and 100% about them is how you build a big thing long term. That's all I know. I don't know anything else. It absolutely works. Firing them. After I take on
Exactly like you then.
So we call VaynerMedia the honey empire. The honey empire. So firing is empire. You got to build the business. But honey's first. Honey over vinegar. So how do I deal with it? In the macro, firing them. In the micro, before I get to that, taking on full accountability for their non-success, like I told them, and seeing if I can fix it. And if they don't, it takes two to tango. It's my company. Like if they're not willing to help me make it better for them, then I'm willing to move on. We fire very slow, but very comfortably. Because we've exhausted and we've gone radical candor. We've gone optimism and honey. Then it's not working, then it's the reverse. Claude, our chief heart officer, tomorrow has a difficult conversation. We've tried extreme honey on somebody. Tomorrow's gonna be radical candor. This is not gonna work.
What's been the thing that you look for when you're hiring people?
Kindness. I think so. I think skills are commoditized. I really do. I do.
Yeah.
And I don't want to underestimate craft. It is much easier to teach somebody a skill than to rewire their childhood. The end consumer. All of you. My mentor and my inspiration and my oxygen is the collective everyone.
Nice.
That's why I don't know a lot about things that people think I know. Like, I mean, I had Tillman Fertitta today on my podcast, who has, a multi-billion, owns the Rockets, owns like all these restaurant brands. I knew nothing. I'm interviewing like I interview you now, right now.
Right.
I know of him because, I know of, because I live in the world, but I never go deep because it's not going to inspire me or tell me anything. Your actions, that's why I'm always so good at what I do. I see it first because I'm in it.